Muted.
Okay. Tourism Advisory Committee, November 19th, 2025. Introductions and welcome. Bruce Swinson.
Linda Weiss.
Ken Heeman.
Josh Hyman.
Keith Chan.
And our guest.
And our guest.
Guest. Robin Montero.
Review of the minutes.
I move to approve the minutes of October 15th.
I second.
All those in favor?
I
Aye. Anyone against? No objections heard. Financial review.
Okay, we'll look at the finances that I got here for, this is through the end of October. Agency tourism marketing, this is email platforms. This is our email platform and our leads processing for guide orders. Datify is both September and October digital ad campaign that we're running over the winter. Lookout is for July and August creative development. Going out. KPTV is our September Fox weather cam. Little Bird is our PR folks, and I wanted to show you on screen here what a great job they did with our beach books. So we had Karen on Hello Rose City, I think the Tuesday before the event, and then on the Wednesday we had her on Coin AM Extra. So, and that was all through Little Bird, and Little Bird was there on site at the studio with them, helping her out. She's like, you really kind of made a friend with those guys, so that was excellent. Pacific Power is electricity. Seaside Condo Association, that's our dues for the public parking. Notice that they're now in maintenance contracts. All the previous years we've ever been meeting, they've always been in professional contractual because that was just where they always had been. Zach has moved them into maintenance contracts and out of professional contractual and adjusted those line items for this fiscal year. We have
So a question
Sure.
on that. So it says maintenance contrast plus power.
Yeah, so there's the dues are like 5,700 and the power is like 700 or 800. And so with the new finance software, when we get this report, it just hasn't put it together.
That's fine. So it's
Yeah.
$5,700 a month
Yes.
to rent the parking garage.
Yep. The 2 floors on the bottom. Well, not rent isn't the right word, but you know what I mean.
The use.
Yes. That's our contractually obligated dues. Worthy marketing is Oregon's North Coast, that's Story Canyon Beach, Seaside, October marketing. We were running videos and fly markets again. This Greg Clodfelter one, this is hilarious. He went to the Fall Welcome Center and we processed it already and we talked about it at a previous meeting, but for some reason City Hall forgot to pay him like one receipt, and that one receipt is like a Starbucks or something, you know, for like the trip home. So there it is. That's a
$495.
Beach Books that's your TAC grant you gave them last month, I believe. And they, you know, that seems like it was a successful event for them. Columbia Locksmith, this was some public works, did some work in our building. That's our charge for that. iHeart is radio spots on 5 different stations in Seattle and Portland for this specific period. Media America is free editorial stories and photos for our website and our e-newsletter. Moxie is they're doing some they did some updates to our monthly email template, so it kind of fits our new website branding instead of kind of being in the old branding. So that was creative development. Ace Hardware was a vacuum. How are we liking that vacuum?
Good.
Yeah.
I heard it sucks.
Yeah.
Sucks so good, City Hall.
US Bank is our copier lease. Columbia River is office coffee. Goat is our paid search, and they're also doing some retargeting with our paid search. And we've pivoted them actually for this month toward the holiday campaign we're running. So we're pushing a lot of levers toward that holiday campaign at the moment. Ken is Aqua Summit mileage. He went to Reedsport, was where the meeting was. Coin is our weather cam, our banners and our video running on Coin for the weather cam. Oregon Media is our AAA full page on the first page there. And Statehood Media is our 1889 back cover. Right now, and then Wells Fargo is a credit card and it has a whole bunch of it. Beach cleanup coin, reimbursements for local participants, radio prize package items, and then a whole bunch of like website hosting, conference registration, things like that.
Are you getting a lot of those coins in?
We still
People
do.
coming with photos?
Yeah. No, yeah, the coins go to the place. Now we have Funland cards too, so sometimes it varies. You know, the kids want the fun.
And we're happy when people come in with photos instead of trash. Sometimes they come in with trash.
Well, if I have explained it wrong, sometimes I get it backwards. They leave me the coins. That's
Any other questions about that before we move on? We have expenditures as well. Just want to point out, if you look at the maintenance contract appropriations and professional contractual appropriations, you'll notice that there's a lot more money in maintenance contracts now than there used to be. And there's a lot less money in professional contractual than there used to be. And that's again because of the world more dues. But everything's looking good. Trending good for where we're at. Good staff update.
Yes, I attended the Aqua Summit down in Reedsport and very cool, an area that I did not have a lot of experience with, knowledge on the area. It's always one you pass through. So that was fun. The thing I took away from that I liked the best was I got really excited over Yahats, their city manager, explaining their streetcar and how amazing it's been for their community to have a streetcar. And I got really excited about trying to get our streetcar back. So I've had a few conversations, and again today with Tita, who I didn't realize is actually on the Sunset Empire Transportation District. So she's gonna do some research. I've heard one thing, I've heard another thing, and she says possibly another thing. So we're gonna try to narrow it down to one thing and see how we can move forward, possibly making sure we get that streetcar back in action, because that is sure fun during the summer here. Obviously foot traffic's down. It just happened in the last like week and a half, but I think today we haven't seen, yesterday or the day before, one single actual visitor. Just other folks, locals. We have 2026 travel Oregon calendars. If anybody wants one, come get one. We will be closed Thanksgiving Day and Black Friday, but we'll be open that Saturday. And then our building should look pretty cool because Christmas lights were put up yesterday. So that's about all I have.
It's not just you that's so slow. So it's not,
Oh, no.
it's not anything you're doing.
Yep, no, it's that time of year, but it dropped fast.
Yeah.
Like we were holding steady for a bit, even our leads, like I was every week, you know, by now we would already be doing every other week, but we're still getting leads. And then this week I'm overly prepared and we're at 158. We have to have 200 to do a mailing. So it's like, all right, well, next week we'll get it. So everything this week just went. And a few businesses I talked to as well, they're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like even Michelle Coffee House, she's like, what? It just, you notice it when you walk in there. So yeah.
It's a good segue into our stats. You'll see our visitor center traffic numbers are down, and that started in October. I feel like we held it together longer than in a typical year, and then it just dropped off a cliff. And so you're going to see that in November as well, for sure. Our visitor center traffic numbers being down. Phone volume, we can't compare it because of all the phone changes happening last year. We don't have a number at that point. But you'll notice the visitor guide lead volume up 29% in October over the previous year. And if you look at the year-to-date numbers, it's up 28% for the whole year. What that's telling us is that we're putting more visitor guides into individual visitors' hands through mail order, which is a better ratio for what we want to do. The total distribution is on par with last year. We were down a little. We were down this month, but that's only because Certified came by last October to pick up a whole pallet to distribute all over the region. They're coming, what, in a couple weeks or something, probably, to get another one. So probably in November, we'll see that number. So we're on par with last year as far as total guides out the door. But the difference is we have many more guides, and we've seen this with our mailing, in the hands of direct order mail people through our website who have said, hey, we want a guide, and we're mailing them a guide. So that's a much higher value, I think, place to put the guides than distributing them around town to people who are already here, or even putting them out certified. So it's a good number. I like to see that. Our web sessions are just doing great, surging. October up 27% for sessions, 36% for individual users. And then year to date, we're up about 5% on sessions and up 6% on users. Email signups are up this month, year over year. Organic visitor guide requests down this month, but still really high. 585 is still a really good month for organic requests. Views per active user are up. This is comparing the new site to the old site. That's what that specific stat is doing there, because we had our old site in October 2024 and our new site here. Engagement time is down, but that is because, as we talked about at a recent meeting, there's a huge chunk of internet traffic now that's being siphoned away to AI and Google. I don't know what they call it, where they just put the answer kind of where they make it, you don't have to leave the Google ecosystem. But we're seeing huge gains in traffic, and that's because it's campaign focused, it's paid, it's ads pushing people to our site. And when you have people clicking through to go to our site, it's pretty normal to see engagement time go down, because a lot of them, it's kind of like how life expectancy has gone up a ton. And it's not that people are living longer, it's that a whole bunch of people used to die young. Same thing, when they come to our site, when it's paid search and they're clicking through, a lot of people will load the site and it's like, gone, and they peace out, because they weren't looking for it. They're just reacting to an ad or something and maybe clicking. But when you have that much more traffic coming, it doesn't take that many of them to get somebody who siphons all the way through and orders a visit guide. Seeing those with our guide orders are up like 95% year over year this time period, same time period. So that's why the engagement time's coming down, because a lot of it is ad traffic.
So I got a question on the visitors guides. We've distributed 82,000. Did we start with 100,000?
100.
So
Well, in-house, we're more in the 90-something range because stuff gets drop shipped.
Okay.
Right away. So we don't
how
have
many do you have left? And the new ones are out January.
But one of the pallets full should go
Right.
after the week after Thanksgiving. And then we'll be very close to running out.
So we're not gonna run out,
We aren't gonna run out,
but it'll be
but
close.
we won't have to worry about recycling too much.
I do have bed tax numbers for Q1 2025. These are not final, Lika said, but the hotel tax was about even with last year, so 2.7 million for that quarter. Last year was 2.792. This year was 2.798. VRDs are up 4.4% for that same quarter, 945,000 versus 906,000. But you'll note 2 years ago, they were 1.1 million. That was the first time I've ever seen that, over a million. So they're kind of inching back up. So our year to date, well, our combined total for the first quarter then is 3.7 million. Last year, it was about 3.7 million. So encouraging first quarter, but it's not final yet. Expect it to change. Any questions about that before I go on to the rest of the report? Okay, so this month, November, we launched the Give the Gift of Seaside campaign to inspire travelers to take their friends or family to Seaside this winter, creating memories that will last far longer than any physical gift item. And this is in line with a lot of the advertising we've been doing. Even when it's not a holiday season, we kind of lean into that experiential, emotional feel about travel and memories and things like that. That's always been something that we've done, but we're very specifically having a call out here saying, hey, give this as a gift to your kids, give this as a gift to your grandkids, give this as a gift to your friends and people you love. Go have a time together that you'll remember forever in Seaside, sort of thing. So the campaign includes a dedicated landing page that I built out. And let me see if I can pull it up for you guys. just look at it real quick so you get a sense of what we're doing. SeasideOR.com, good. So. Screen's a little bit weird shape right now, but this landing page got. Give the gift to Seaside. The best gifts on our box, their experience. The CTA to get a travel guide. We have all these lists of reasons to love Seaside in the winter. Each one of these reasons comes with a sort of new photograph. And let me come in through here, and then we have all this. This is like a responsive section that shows winter stories. So these are all winter stories, winter events. Anything we post here can be populated here and show up. And then we have kind of, here's a little unsolicited advice. Take your kids on some vacations when they're young. It doesn't have to be for a long time. Could even be a surprise beach weekend. Because when they get older, they're not going to remember routines and regular days. They're going to remember the way going on adventures with you made them feel. And this is copy from ads we're running. And this is all very true. I mean, she's 9 now.
Yeah.
This feels like yesterday. Picture.
They grow up fast.
They go up fast,
Yeah.
yeah, so we have all these different photos that you go through, and then it pushes people to try to order a visitor guide. So that's the landing page. We are also running, we've included in our November email newsletter, which you might have seen, as the lead story. We have radio ads pointing to this in Portland, Seattle. Print ads in Via AAA, Northwest Travel, 1889, including some more upcoming. Banners on Plain and KPTV weather cam pages, and these are specifically within this campaign. They're not just banners that we're running about Seaside, they're holiday banners for this very campaign. And then we've swapped out some of our Datafy ongoing sort of winter-long advertising campaign we're doing on there to specifically be this campaign and send people to that landing page. The main vehicle, though, for this campaign is a meta campaign featuring 4 different image carousels, 5 themed photos and captions for each carousel, 5 stories, 5 ad stories, and some single image ads. We're also posting like 1 organic story and 1 organic post each week that later, as the campaign starts to run out of steam a little bit, we'll pull into the ad network to kind of refresh the content, and then may give people a little bit more who have maybe a little bit of ad fatigue. Although we're halfway through the campaign now, we're not seeing ad fatigue yet, but if we start seeing data pointing to some ad fatigue, we'll swap in those. Campaign schedules run for 5 weeks, and you can see in that graph below, you can easily pick out the signal of the campaign start in the graph showing active users this year which is a solid line compared to last year, which is a dotted line. Each one of those circles is a can't remember the word Google uses, but whenever they detect something that's unusual, they circle it like that. They, because they're trying to alert you if something's gone wrong. Well, here what's going on is there's way more people than they expected to see. And that's a good thing. That's a good problem to have. I do have it's hard to show Facebook ads off, especially when they're carousels. But I do have a couple photos that'll just give you a sense of kind of what they look like. This was a photo shoot we did over at Tipton's. Greg and I took this picture one day. This is kind of what the different carousels look like. This is just one. This is another one of this. It's hard to see. There are 4 of these, and they all have kind of different copy and different focuses. One's on winter trap, one's on gives a gift to Seaside. One is like, your kids are only young for a little bit. Another is geared towards older kids, like make sure they have something to do during the winter break and bring them to Seaside as part of this sort of thing. So they focus on different things, and as the campaign runs, it tests out the different audiences. We're running this in Portland, Seattle, Tri-Cities, Yakima, Spokane, Bend. So it tries all these different messages out with different audiences, and whichever ones it starts resonating with more, it kind of weights it towards that. So over time, it becomes more. I just thought this was pretty cool. On October 16th, our website was honored at the One Club Awards in Denver. Moxie Sozo won 5 awards that night for their development work at the One Club for Creativity organization, including recognition for their work on our website. Pretty cool. Upcoming events, History and Hops, November 20th. What's that one, Desdemona?
Yeah. The.
Turkey Trot, 27th, Parade of Lights and the tree lighting with the chambers, 28th. That trees went up on Tuesday, right? Yesterday.
Yesterday.
The Holiday Festival and Market is the 28th and 29th. That's the Artisan Fair renamed to be kind of more in line with what they're doing. December 4th through the 6th is the next round of King Tides. Treasure the Beach cleanup on the 6th, first Saturday Art Walk on the 26th, and the Festival of Trees. So. Tourism grant applications. I don't have any grant applications. We didn't receive any. So what that means is next month is going to be our last. The deadline is December 5th for both the grant programs. So I assume we're going to have some grants too.
So you didn't receive any for the art?
I've received one from the chamber for the art to do the rest of the track
Okay.
stuff. I haven't received anything else, and that grant specifically said that none of the applications would be reviewed until after the deadline. It wasn't a rolling grant like the event one.
Okay, so.
We'll review that after that, but the event one we haven't received any. I have heard from Ride the Dirt Wave, Jazz and Blues, and one of the bridge groups that meets at the convention center that have said they're applying.
But they
haven't applied yet. No, I checked even this morning, they're not in. And I sent the art one to the gentleman who gave the presentation to city council about doing the stuff out at the north end of town there, doing like some what was that? Canoe and like maybe like interpretive sort of stuff out there on the land they own. So I've resent that out to him again just a week ago. So I'm hoping we get some more applications for some of that stuff too. But at this point, I haven't heard of it. There's only 4,750 left in the event thing, so it's going to be tough. Because I know typically the jazz does ask for 5,000, so I mean that's not there now. And if there's other competing things, we'll just have to see what we get to. I've advised the Ride the Dirt Wave not to apply for it, and I'll tell you why later. Because they're on the agenda for another piece. And then just putting this in your head now, the bridge group one to me, it's great, but I worry about a precedent being set to like give money to groups that are coming to the convention center, have been coming for years and years. Like it just seems like not the intent of the grant. And if we do that, like what's to stop every single convention from asking for money? Like, but then at the same time, we have people like the Jazz Festival who fund it and they hold it at the convention center. You know what I mean? So it's a weird tangle that I started thinking about. I'm like, geez, I don't know. Like, so we might have to, we'll see what happens. We'll see if we get an application to begin with, but.
Well, as a visitor, I would go to watch a jazz festival. I wouldn't go to watch people play bridge.
Yeah, that's pretty
But-
subjective.
But more people could come to play bridge.
Right.
So if they want to grow it, I can see
Yeah,
that.
exactly. I mean, that's why the convention center was built, to bring large groups of people here. So,
Yeah.
so it's a tough one, and we might have to think about possibly this summer, or maybe after the grant is over this year, after December 5th, retooling the grant guidelines to be more specific about what kind of thing might not apply, what might not apply. So. And I'm not saying it doesn't apply, it might,
Right.
it kind of is up to you guys, but.
Okay.
Okay, so that's that, and Ruth, you wanna talk about the TAC?
So I brought, after we spoke of the last PAC meeting. We discussed the committee's vision. So I took notes and I brought this back for us to review again. To see if maybe I missed something or if there was something different that was there. So if everybody will take a few minutes to read it. Okay.
So, under C,
Uh-huh.
the first paragraph, the tourism director and the general manager of the convention center shall be staff liaisons to the committee. Should the convention center be in there still?
I don't think so,
Okay.
personally.
Yeah.
Again, it's confusing because. They're both the tourism departments for the city, but the reason the convention center general manager was in there is because he was technically the boss of the visitors bureau.
It was before the tourism director was in the department head.
Yeah,
Okay.
And now that. I mean, two heads may be better than one, but we may not need them both in there.
and I think we could invite them and they could attend whenever they want and even give an update or something if they'd like to, but I don't know that I would. They're not responsive to you. They're not the staff liaison to you at all. I am, you know.
Okay. Okay. So we can remove that one.
I noticed down here, it says the committee shall consist of 7 members, none of whom are employees of the city of Seaside, and then below it says, there must be a resident while the remaining 4 shall be residents.
Oh, I missed the count there. Yes, that
So
should
you
be,
wanna update
be that.
I mean, six.
Because we're,
6.
I'm pretty sure you're all agreed that it's 7.
Yes, we did agree that, right? You couldn't catch that one. That's. 6, maybe 6. So we're.
And your math isn't right on the,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Yeah.
7.
on the page 2. 2 appointees for 3 years, 2 appointees for 2 years. And 1 appointee for 1 year, that still ends up to 5.
So how do we?
Well, so for that whole section, I think you can skip it.
Okay.
Because what that is that's remaining language from when they first
Right,
created the
Yeah,
tag.
yeah.
Now everyone who comes on is a 3-year appointment.
okay,
You know what I mean? That was
Right.
staggered, so you wouldn't all.
so we wouldn't all leave at the same time.
Okay,
Okay, so we can just remove that then.
if there are term limits, it doesn't matter. If there are term limits, you don't want them all going off at the same time.
Yeah. I think we can just remove that
Okay.
because
So there's nothing you can hear about term limits.
Shall be for 3 years or until appointments.
Yeah, if there's nothing about.
There's no
about term
limit,
limits,
it's not a
then it
limit.
doesn't matter.
Okay, I'll just take that part out.
you did agree, I think, last
Right.
time that. No stated term limits, just that there needs to be an opportunity for other people to put their hat in.
Yes.
Ruth, for that second at large,
Yeah.
I think it's listed here as representative of a business not listed above. Was it? Was it? Was it a second at large that could be either a citizen or, I feel like. it was unclear where we left it, like it's kind of like it was another at large, but I wasn't sure if it was a citizen possibly too, or if it had to be a business person.
Which reads right now, only 1 out of 7 has to be someone who lives inside the city.
Yeah, citizen.
Yeah.
There was at some point a suggestion that there'd be a second citizen, but it wasn't an
It
agreement.
was an agreement. that we were gonna
So should that final
have
one
on
say
business or-
either representative of a business not addressed in the above
Or-
or resident of sign?
I think that was, a suggestion. Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds good to me personally.
Okay.
Seems reasonable and gives it enough flexibility to the tact.
Okay.
Mhm.
Does it say anything, or did I miss it, anything about here about someone, a representative from the city council?
Yes.
Staff liaison, it's a city council liaison.
Should that be in here, or is that something the city council does on their own?
Did you see it in the original?
It wasn't in the
Yeah, I
original.
wouldn't worry about it then, because the
I didn't add
the
anything.
mayor
that was-
appoints them.
Right,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
I think it's important and good that you're looking at the appointees and candidates and term limits and all that kind of stuff. But I think the most important thing that the council wanted you to look at was the powers of duty.
Please, but you're on the first.
It would be. Like this is not my decision to make,
Right.
not a hill that I'm gonna die on, but I do think that even as you have it written there, Ruth, for the grants, like it's too soft. I think the tax should make should vote on grants. I don't think it's a good idea to have one staff person making grant decisions.
So shots.
That's just how I feel, and in the version that I'm gonna submit, I'm gonna say I want the TAC to
Make the
vote on
decision.
them. See, you guys can do whatever you want, but I just think that
Right.
it's pretty soft the way it's written. It kind of sounds like I could listen to your
Yeah,
recommendation or
and
not,
not. I
but I
understand.
don't think I should not listen to your recommendation.
And we have been voting.
So,
So now we need, once we get this tweaked to where we want it goes to the city council.
I think city manager is the first stop, but I don't know if then he just presents it to council or he's gonna ask TAC to go. I'm not sure. I haven't seen any of the different groups go up in front of council about this yet. Even though I know some people are even further along,
Could just go in a file somewhere.
Everything now out. On the spot.
Is there any other? The committee that they think might need to change?
I like it.
Linda?
No,
Okay.
thank you. Thank you for doing this. This is a job.
Yeah, it is. And I know you don't have anything else going on, Ruth.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right, so you'll make the changes we discussed.
right, and then I'll,
finalize it.
yeah, and I'll send it back to you tomorrow, so that way we can get to, I do want to send it to, the missing members before anything else
So
changes.
do you want to vote on it then next month?
Mhm.
Okay,
That gives Sadie and Marcy some input.
Is that, when does city council meet?
I don't have a hard
Or
deadline.
manager?
No, I don't. Yeah, I haven't given a hard deadline. I think we're working along as well.
Good.
Good. Okay, so update on the KGW cam. Ken went off to Lanai.
Yes.
Talked to the general manager over there. General manager surfaced it to the board. The board called me. Well, the board president called me and said he seemed really excited about it. And so we talked about it for a bit, and then on November 4th, they voted at their board meeting to move forward as a possible site location. So currently, KGW engineers and Wayne from the Lanai are working together, kind of like what they did with Sadie and with Jeremy on the Seashore Inn to try to get that KPTV cam. So just because they've gotten to this point doesn't mean it's necessarily going to happen, because they might get to the site and decide it's not going to work for whatever reason. But it's encouraging.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at. Give you updates as things go
And
on.
the camera will have the ability to zoom, I'm assuming.
It'll zoom, but it'll be like the others where we're not all of it.
Yeah, but I guess what I'm saying is for the different angle, we love it because it's a different look for
Oh,
Seaside.
yes.
But when there's a vent down, they can still
They
zoom
can
in on the turnaround
Right.
and see what's going on.
Right.
Or if a dead whale comes in down here, they're gonna want to zoom in.
Right. Yeah, I believe it'd be similar to that camera with coin,
Yeah,
more so than the.
When we get to the point of actually signing an agreement with them, I'll make sure about that.
yeah, I think they're gonna want to be able, because they're a long ways from the main action of events downtown.
Mhm.
And they'll want to be able to focus in on it, I'm sure.
Yeah,
So whenever camera they need, that'd be up to channel 8.
Yeah.
So the only thing that they might run into is they might have to, Lanai might upgrade their Wi-Fi capabilities.
yeah.
Yeah.
They have,
That's what we had to do.
yeah. And
So
I've,
that's an expense on them.
yeah, and I was clear with them about what the requirements were as a site host, you know. I think in the beginning they kind of thought it would be the Lanai cam, and I'm like, well, well, it's fair, it's fine, I understand, but I very clearly said it can be the Lanai cam, you just have to pay for it. I don't think I don't
know if it's good enough.
well, I don't,
The radio for the TV.
I don't think that, are you talking about the Wi-Fi?
Yeah, our
Yeah.
camera, I mean, they've upgraded their camera once at ours and it made a huge difference, so I don't know how old the Lanai cam is.
Yeah, but that's like looking out. We need to look in the other direction, you know, like focused. And I don't really want to get in people's face that are surfing. It'd
Right.
be nice
No,
to
you don't want that.
go the other direction. But the thing is, I'm pretty sure based on our previous conversations that this body doesn't care if it's the Lanai at the Cove Cam. We just want Seaside represented.
Right.
And if they want to pay for it, if that was an interest for them, I wanted to leave that open. Like, yeah, you can have it, but they've decided they want it to be a Seaside
Okay.
camera. Right? We'll pay for it. They'll host it. So that's where we're at. But we'll see. There's another thing is, you know, they could get in there and there could be no good place to locate it, or if they're damaged, they might have to upgrade something. So we'll see. And if that is the case, just like the KPTV camera, we might enter a certain agreement to
The house?
Yeah, put it on the
Yes.
house.
put in this.
Now that you
But it wouldn't look north.
You mentioned my
Out
name,
is the cove, so that would be the only difference.
when we bought our house in October of 2010. I went on the Lanai cam because they have the presets.
Yeah.
So it was before we closed, went on the Lanai cam. And because of those presets, one of the presets is, of course, is the rocky beach, the water, you know, the turnaround and Sailor's Grave. And as we were zooming in towards Sailor's Grave, the metal A-frame for sale sign that was in front of my house, still there, was rocking like that. And I'm like, great storm. Back up, look at the rocks, king tides.
Yeah.
We hit king tides. And you could see the logs in the middle of Sunset Boulevard. And I called Bill over because we're looking at it live. And I said, what have we done? Are we in trouble now? But those presets, awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, you can put it on my house. I don't care.
That
Get
would
the
be
Eagle Cam
an
too.
interesting view, but yes, I mean, even for king tides, that's gonna be a cool spot for that camera.
Oh, it's a
So
great
they could
spot.
Just kind of move down and watch the.
That was another part of the discussion though, in the agreement with Lanai was that they keep their camera, that it's not, it doesn't
Oh, yeah.
replace their camera,
Yeah.
they keep their camera.
Because surfers.
Yeah.
We have ours, we have the,
How many do you have? Like 17?
well, we have the chambers camera.
Yeah.
Up there,
Yeah.
but I don't even know if it functions.
We looked the other day, I can't remember, I think you did. That's how
So we have that one in channel 6. All those other cameras are just for our security. We're everywhere. Oh, they are. That's how I can find my dog.
You can check on the coin cam sometimes too.
Yeah. They're playing in the dude.
Okay, we'll move on to new business. So ride the dirt wave. So yes, as I said, she wrote, Daniela, she's gotten a grant from us in the past. She reached out about the grant program and noted that when we updated the guidelines recently, we updated it so you cannot apply for a grant from Memorial Day till Labor Day. And the Ride the Dirt Wave event at Clichy Creek is in June. And so she's like, yeah, we're kind of outside the limits. Also, we're moving the event to August. And so, and because they've had some problem with wet weather during that event, which I totally understand for that event, you know. So bummer, because I don't think the grant program anymore is the right vehicle to help with that kind of thing. However, I wanted to put it on the agenda so that we could just talk in general sort of about that sort of mountain biking segment. I think Coochie Creek is an awesome asset we have here. And I wonder if, I mean, how does the TAC feel about that place specifically? And how would you feel about maybe us considering like sponsoring the event? Or would you want us to, I don't mean might be like the main sponsor, I mean come in
Right.
as a participating sponsor, or possibly another option is perhaps that's just too summer and we need to focus elsewhere, and maybe we sponsor something, we promote something else about mountain biking in the off season, and we have, and we just specifically have to focus on the off season. Like that's always been our directive, you know. So just opening up the floor for ideas.
I didn't know the parameters got moved to Memorial Day, because it used to be like July 1st. Because we in the past, we sponsored a lot of events in June,
No, I know.
so.
But what you'll recall is the grants got to a point where they were only sponsoring things that were happening in June or September,
Right,
or
right.
other than Halloween happenings. And
Right.
so we have very deliberately moved away from that to try to build a more impactful grant program. And the unfortunate downside of that is you get things like this where you're like, wow, great event, great people, but.
So yeah, I don't think we should, I don't think we should do it as a grant in August, but we can certainly promote it like we promote other things.
Does that include putting money behind supporting it or just promoting it? I mean,
Maybe as long as it's not on volleyball weekend or.
It's, yeah,
Yeah,
it's not, it's kind of between volleyball, and they haven't officially moved it yet,
yeah,
but they're trying to move it, and they're looking at between volleyball and Clifton Cove,
yeah.
so. It's not,
I wouldn't support any events and promoting any events in the summer.
typically
Just
don't.
off season, yeah.
So it's been. But
But we can certainly promote the event, but not pay for it
right,
unless it was off season. That's my opinion.
because we do still have vehicles to promote, they're just not. They're not giving $3,000 to develop your event sort of thing.
I mean, we could, like what we did with Beach Books. We could get them to get with our PR firm, use that to get them promoting it on TV,
Mhm.
things like that. There's a lot of ways you can help without, giving them a grant.
Yeah, I hear that, makes sense to me. And then you thought through.
I feel like if we open that door like that to give money, that's not gonna be the only people who are gonna come to us. I'd be nervous about setting that.
About, you mean, a
Acceptance.
grant?
Yeah. Mhm. I think we totally should be able to promote it and make it, but money wise, I think we're asking for a chance of that becoming a bigger issue later down the line, where other people go, well, you gave this one money and it was here. Why can't we do that the same? I think we set those parameters in the beginning because we wanted it to be in those shoulder seasons, not. I'm not, but I do think totally we'd have to advertise them, just like we advertise other things that happen in Seaside.
Okay. Mhm.
No, I agree with the money part of it, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay,
So have they? How serious are they about moving it to August?
pretty serious.
And they know about all rates and everything,
Um,
and they
I'm
should be
sure.
aware of what it will do.
Well, I think that one thing that complicates this whole thing is Cannon Beach Chamber of Commerce is super supportive of this event. And they give them tons of money and stuff like that. And we have a more buttoned up process where it's like, well, we have a vehicle for that. It's their grant program. And so it's kind of like. They might be a little baffled, like why we're not. It's like, yes, of course, we're gonna support you, but. They are serious about moving it because it's a series of 3 events. And it starts here on the North Coast and it goes down, and I think they've had bad weather at a couple of them here specifically. And so they just want more likelihood that the trails are gonna be dry. And they're very accurate assessment is that, yes, this event happens in the summer, but it's promoting these trails, and these trails are open all year round. And the reason that this is such a great location is that you can, in certain conditions, come ride these in January, whereas there's lots inland that you cannot do that on. And so it is a year-round
Right.
asset. But I think it's also fair that we say as a board that, and we will promote that as a year-round asset, but we can't promote that one event, even though it does a good
Right.
job of showcasing it, because that'd be like saying we should. Well, I know the city already gives the fireworks money, but it'd be like saying we should give fireworks, we should give them a TAC grant on top of the city thing because it promotes the beach or something. And we want people to be on the beach in January, you know what I mean? Like it's
Right.
kind of weird. Although I'm sure we're going to talk about this a lot more later, we are, I think, going to be running a campaign for July 4th going forward, and it'll be very out of the normal for us because we really don't advertise in the summer, but it's looking to me based on how the conversations are going that it's going to be, I know you've been at those meetings, but it sounds like it's going to be an advertising campaign. So be interesting. We will be advertising, but that's at the directive of city council. And it's not.
Do you want an update on that, or?
Maybe during the committee comments. I mean, I watched the video.
Yeah.
I was dying because he was reading out my email that I sent. I was like, here are some thoughts. And he read it like it was like a directive. And I was so embarrassed. I was like, this is not like a work product. It was literally an email between 2 people.
They're good thoughts.
Yeah. But then everyone was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do a $50,000 ad campaign. I'm like, okay, fine. I mean, if you thought that was a good idea, run with it. I was just throwing down every idea that I had. We could start here, we could do nothing, all the way up to we could spend $50,000 in ad campaign. So anyway. Very embarrassing. Stop.
Good idea, dude.
Hello.
Sorry to bother you. Do you have a scheduled time you plan on being out of the room?
Moments.
Only.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're on live TV right now. Do you want to say anything to America?
America,
407.
you're the beautiful. So only because I have the tree
Yeah.
board meeting and he knows how to use this AV equipment.
John's not here.
No, so I'm not to rush you. We can,
We won't probably, what time is it?
It's 3:54.
I think 4 is pushing it, but
yeah, well, don't,
407.
probably,
407.
probably like 4:15 or something.
Okay. So.
Okay, was I done with, what was I done with that?
Yes, we're done with
Okay,
that.
move on.
We've rode the wave.
Okay. Okay, 2026.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So we're working on 2026 guide. This is the timing for the guide, the development is super inconvenient for this TAC body because of the dates. So we've already had one initial draft that we've gotten. Greg and I have gone over it and sent our feedback back to them because we had a deadline before this meeting. And then we're gonna get it back from them on the 21st. And then we'll only have till the 26th to give them feedback. So who here would like to see it at that point? Because I will email it to you and you can call me up or stop by and give me the feedback you want. That's worked well in the past. Ruth,
I'm out of town.
you're out. Linda,
Yes, I can look at it if you want me to, but
just more eyes is always
Yeah,
good, but I mean,
okay,
I don't want
sure.
to force it. We're looking at it. Media America's looking at it. We pay a proofreader to look at it. But the thing that helps is like, you know, Keith will notice that they say sea lion when they mean seal or something. You know what I mean? Like things you just miss when you've been looking at it for too long.
Yeah,
Kooky eyes.
sure. No, I would be available.
Kooky eyes.
Okay, I'll email.
Oh.
It's not Google. Kooky
Our cover this year is gonna be Broadway, actually, so we're gonna have these guys walking down.
Nice.
This is, the logo hasn't been touched up yet, but that photo has been touched up, so that's the final
Nice.
photo. It'll be a very different
I like it.
thing to highlight over.
I like that the starfish
Yes.
doesn't have any limbs that are burned out.
Right.
Yeah.
You can see a flower basket.
Yeah, and I.
Looks great.
This is the new one you said?
Mhm.
It'll be 2026, yeah.
Okay,
Like I
yeah,
said,
you-
the logo has,
I
the
hate it, but
logo there, treatment hasn't been updated, that was just mocked up.
I see what you're saying.
Good photo. Keith, we have a section on, we're still working on how we phrase it, but it's like, I think currently it says local faves, but it's not local faves, it's like your favorite thing about Seaside and how to see, like, different ways of Seaside, and we have the mayor talking about walking on the prom, you're walking on 105 years of history and all kind of stuff. We have, writer from the Oregonian who talks about fascination. I don't know if he loves playing fascination. And we have the designer from Media America talking about how she loves to bring her dog to the beach and walk from one end to the other with their dog, and the dog sleeps so good that night, it's her favorite thing, you know, that kind of thing. And then we have your favorite meteorologist from Coin gave us a quote and a picture of her with razor clamming on the beach, talking about how she loves razor clamming.
Yep.
Yeah, so that'll be a feature to see.
Nice.
Any public art in that?
Great question. And it's the photos, our photos aren't final yet, but we had to take out the Pocket Gardens full page and like work the Pocket Gardens into the copy in different ways. And so we talk about the museums, gardens. I don't know if there's I don't know if there's a,
To get some of those.
yeah.
Well, I
know.
didn't know if there was like a note from City Hall column that you have, something from the mayor or whatever.
No.
Because the one out front here is stunning. The garbage can.
Yes.
Yeah. We gotta make our grant application work for itself, you know.
Mhm. Yeah, the process to start building this magazine starts in August.
Oh, I know.
And so I don't think the track was real yet. So it's a good note. I'll look at it with that eye next time if we get it back, and I'll try to figure out if there's a spot we can fit it in.
Do we have anything out on our social media about?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Great, it's really cool stuff.
okay. When I get the second draft back on the 21st, I'll send it to you, Linda.
Send it to Sadie and
Yeah.
Marcy too, because they were here.
Yeah, because they volunteered for it.
They just volunteered to proofread it.
Have sent you.
All right.
So once you send that for back in, then when's our next on that?
Well, see, the thing is, at that point, we have an opportunity to fix
Right.
glaring mistakes, but you can't make substantial changes. All the ads have been balanced and like it really, unless
So will
something's
this be
really
our
good
last proofing of it then?
or
Or
big changes, yeah.
Okay.
I'll look at it again,
Okay.
even before it prints. The publisher will print out these huge galleys of it, and I'll go to Portland and look at it again. And at that point, you can really,
Right.
so there are a few spots, but they're not substantive.
Mhm.
This next
One
round,
is the big.
we can still
Okay.
change things if we
That
need
was
to.
just my question.
Yeah.
So. Okay.
I know public comments now.
Public comment?
I think I've commented more than I was probably allowed to, and I say thank you for that.
Oh, you know what? It's funny, Robin. When I said that, I was thinking you were here as a committee. No public comments, there's no public here. Oh, yes, there is public here, isn't there? Okay, sorry.
But you're gonna get a camera on our house.
Too bad.
Thank you.
Oh, my annual visit like that.
Any committee comments?
Just a quick update. He was referring to the illegal fireworks committee, and we're looking at putting in probably a fine structure up to $5,000. Probably not for the first offense, but for multiple offenses, it could get up to that. We want to put some more teeth in it to get people to not bring their illegal fireworks to Seaside. But what he was talking about is a ad campaign to kind of get the word out there. So if people have them, they don't come down here and number one, get $2,000 worth of fireworks confiscated and or a $2,000 fine. So, but we want to do it in a way that doesn't sound like, we don't hate you. We want you to come to Seaside. We just want you to be legal,
Right.
basically. So.
Okay.
And that's, I don't know if we're looking at the $50,000 thing, but I think we're leaning more toward the middle option up to maybe $10,000 to promote that out there. So there are other ways that we'll have put signage up so they'll know it's not legal if they read signs.
Mhm.
So. How big the sign is and how many there are. So they won't have as big an excuse when they're paying that.
Do these signs have guns?
Do they what?
Do the signs have guns?
No.
No, they won't.
There's a great picture that the police posted last year after their confiscation for the week or weekend. I mean, it's a whole. Whole,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
And that's all, they spend thousands of dollars on that stuff. So if they're gonna do that, I'd just rather they went somewhere else to do it. There's concern that it'll drive people away from Seaside. I'm not concerned about it. Cannon Beach did it, and when I'm down there in Cannon Beach from the 1st to the 4th, we have tons of people down there on the beach looking at puffins. So happy that they can bring their dogs because they don't want to take them where there's fireworks. So we may lose some people, but there'll be enough people that will fill.
In a strange way too, I feel like it might elevate the official show too.
Right.
Yeah,
Like.
it won't distract people. Exactly. So, I mean, we know it's not gonna happen like that.
Right.
It may take a few years to develop the word out there that if you go to Seaside, not only are you losing your stuff, you're getting fined, so.
Right.
So we're not gonna do that in Seaside. I'm hoping that's the way it is.
Yeah. It's a weird thing to think about doing an ad campaign.
To keep people away.
Not only to,
Keep them off.
not only to possibly keep people away, but also that you know going in it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
well, yeah.
You need the enforcement piece working in tandem
Yes.
with it, and that will take a few years.
Yeah.
Yes, you know it's not gonna work, but. You've gotta put it out there so they can't just say, well, I didn't.
That's why we're
They're
kind of,
gonna say that anyway.
that's why we're kind of thinking the funny angle,
We've all
because
been doing here.
people are gonna ridicule it anyway.
Yeah, kids always just come here and get drunk too on spring break, so, it took a few years for that to change, and they probably still do to a certain degree, but not as much.
Right.
Any other committee comments before I mute the?
I just noticed I'm gone next month. Luckily, this hopefully